Welcome to TechReview, powered by Axel Springer. Here we explore the latest trends, news, and updates from the world of technology. This podcast is the perfect source for staying up to date with what is important to know right now. You can watch all episodes on YouTube or listen to us on all major podcast platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts while you work out, drive, or maybe even travel through space. My amazing co-host today is Vincent Irmler, and my name is Tarek Madani Mamluk. Welcome to TechReview. And if you want to meet us in person, you can do this September on the Quantum Tech Conference in London. There we are going to be and conduct interviews with the speakers and the booths that are there present, and you can get 20% rebate if you buy your tickets through the link on our website or on our show notes. So if you are planning to go to the Quantum Tech Conference, don't miss out this amazing offer and check out our link. And now let's jump into the news. Today, I guess I am going to start, because I say so. No random generator for us today.
Let's do it, Tarek.
That's just the order in my browser in here. But I actually have a quite interesting headline that I found on Interesting Engineering. And this is something that I wish we could talk about with Chris, because I think in the past, Chris was the one bringing these headlines about smart contact lenses. And now scientists from Singapore, they found a way to power these devices through human tears. And this sounds a little bit like a horror movie. These smart contact lenses are powered by your tears. But it's actually true. Because the
more you cry, the powerful the machine gets. That's the issue, I think.
You have low power, so just beat yourself into the stomach or something to power up the device.
Or you want to use a stronger model, I don't know, well, cry more,
yeah. Or if you don't, if you can't cry, you just have to find someone whose tears you can
or an onion
collect.
or something. Yes. Yeah, and imagine there's like an interface telling you, you want to use the augmented reality display, and it says not enough tears. Yeah, that would
please fill up with tears.
Yes.
But the actual process is, I don't want to say simple, but from the chemical perspective, the battery simply uses biocompatible materials such as glucose-based coating, and this coating reacts with sodium and chloride ions in the water inside this battery, and this is what you need to serve as a conductor for generating electricity. So from us on the outset, it sounds quite simple. Of course, it is quite complex, but the components that you actually need for a battery are not that weird. And here, I think they said, like, if you wear the contact lens for 12 hours, every 12 hours, you get like an additional hour based on your tears or the fluid in your eyes. And for charging these batteries, you take them out, or charging the contact lens, and you put them into a what is it? Like a liquid with these components that you need for powering the battery. Then it can just recharge, like chemically. And so these batteries,
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Just like my last sentence. The team found out that the battery can undergo 200 charge-discharge cycles, which is quite nice for a battery that is so slim and so small that it is actually finding space within the contact lens. What was your question?
What does it do? I mean, it's a smart contact lens, so what?
Yeah.
It does power.
Make it electricity. No, I mean,
it uses. Yeah. No, what does it do?
So in this case, I'm not sure if they are actually developing a smart contact lens themselves, but at the end, the smart contact lens is supposed to show you stuff, as you said, like a head-up display.
So this is more about the battery development.
Exactly. Because I'm not sure if in the past these prototypes for smart contact lenses that we talked about actually had a solution for powering it, because you can't power it while we have it in your eye. It's like bad. And so in this case, they found a way so that you can wear it. I could imagine that they had some kind of local battery that was able to be charged outside, but you could only wear the contact lens for an hour or two. Yeah, and in this case, you can now wear it all day long. I think the article actually says that with the way that it is built right now, you can wear it all day. And this would be good news because at least during the day, it could stay powered with recharging through your tears. And then overnight, you can take it out and recharge it completely, at least for 200 times.
What I would like to know is, I mean, you are wearing glasses, right? I
Yes.
don't, but you have to wear them. So I assume. My question is, would you prefer rather very nice glasses or contact lenses that are smart? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it is just me who doesn't see the full advantage, but I would argue I would rather have glasses to put on and take off than contact lenses. I think.
It's absolutely a question of personal preference. And I think for me, I don't like to put things into my eye. And so I do not wear contact lenses, even though I could do that. And then I would not have to wear my glasses. But this is my personal preference. So I personally would also wear smart glasses, which is way easier to power because you have a frame where you can put in the battery and everything that you need in there. But other people might prefer to have contact lenses so that they don't have something in their face. And in theory, it sounds amazing to have no like impediment in your face or stuff and simply use the contact lens. But yeah, it is way harder to develop, and I think it is simply for a different target group, people who do not want to wear glasses. Yeah, but I too, I would wear smart glasses.
Yeah, I mean, but also maybe it's again a state of development. I mean, we were not able to think of having a computer by our side at all times, and now you and we both wear two computers at all sides because we have our phone and we have our watches. And I'm sure there is a person having more than two devices with them at all times. For example, Henrike, who has a watch and two phones. So, liebe Henrike, if you hear this. If you listen to this. Yeah, so I think it's, again, as you said, it's personal preference, but I think it's also maybe just the state of development we are in, because at a certain point, we will maybe look back and feel that wearing contact lenses that are smart and powered as a machine with I don't know how many chips inside of it is just totally normal. And why would we not do that? Maybe in 20 years we will look back and think that.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are expecting that this development or this evolution of these devices is not stoppable, and we get more and more wearables, as you said, like my smartwatch and my apart from my smartphone, and we still don't have an alternative for a screen. We still have to take a look at the watch or take a look at the phone, and so having a new screen either in my contact lenses or in my glasses is a step to be expected, especially with like the next generation of VR goggles from Apple. We could imagine that at some point of time they are going to get more smaller and smaller, and so at some point of time we are going to have like real fashionable slim smart glasses that people are wearing in their faces. And then I could imagine that people stop using phones, because this is like a brick that you carry in your jeans, and you don't want that usually. Yeah, if you can use something like smart glasses, it's great.
I am sure that this will come. I mean, look at smart watches that we already have now, right? I mean, they have LTE / potentially 5G in the end. So this will, by time, replace the connection to whatever antenna there is. And I think we will see all kinds of crazy combinations where Apple offers you, if you wear a Vision Pro or whatever the name then will be, and you have a watch, you can connect the two, the computing power, like with the iPhone currently, will be taken over by the spatial computing device, and the connection is the watch, or even maybe the battery pack. There are so many different options. And ultimately, I think all devices are bridge devices because there's always a next device. So all devices in the end are bridge devices. The question is, how long is the technology within that bridge?
Yeah, absolutely. And
how long
I
is it
am
hot?
always amazed by progress like that, because I did not even thought that it's physically possible to add more power, more computation, more microchips, more batteries into a contact lens, because it's simply so small. And I could imagine, as you said, it is weird putting something like that into your eye. And I could not imagine that a larger majority of people would actually want to put this in their eyes. But people keep researching that. And so at least someone is expecting a market for these devices. Yeah, I personally, I prefer glasses. But people are expecting that there are a lot of people who want to put this into their eyes, even though it will not be as powerful as goggles. Yeah.
I would wear glasses too.
And I'm kind of sure that we are going to in our lifetimes. I mean, Apple is going to release their stuff next year, the Vision Pro, and even though
from
this
there
one
on,
is
the update cycle
exactly
is gonna
yes.
be,
I mean, the first we didn't talk about the Vision Pro for quite a while, right? If dear viewer and listener, if you did not get all of our discussions about the Vision Pro, we already had a lot of those in the past episodes, and it's
special
really
episode
interesting
about it.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so cool. The first edition of the Vision Pro is going to be extremely expensive and will not have as many features as people wish for, like a futuristic headset. And so it is expected that the first edition is going to be something like a developer version for developing apps. But we know Apple, there will be a second edition, a third edition, and a fourth edition. And this thing is going to be really amazing. It will become eventually cheaper, often, I hope. But at least the feature set is going to be more mature and more usable. And so at least in edition 2 or edition 3, it will find its way into the mainstream user base, right? Probably not the first version, but it will come there. And so I can see that happening in 2025, 2026, when we will actually see people in the subway or on the street wearing Apple smart glasses in some way or the other, based on their Vision OS. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Wait.
And now, this.
Let's continue with this.
Yes, we're talking about X today. X published its policy on political ads, or is updating it, and all of it, of course, with respect to the upcoming presidential election next year, or the U.S. election, national elections generally. So X is updating this, and they're becoming more relaxed about it, actually. And that is interesting. The former CEO and co-founder of X, or back then Twitter, Jack Dorsey, was very much against any kind of political advertisement, because obviously of the impact that false political advertisement or debate basically, could have on users of the platform. Elon Musk sees that too. I'm pretty sure that they have a very similar opinion on the impact that X or Twitter might have on this. However, Elon Musk is very much convinced that it should be part of X's field of discussions that you can have. So interesting to note about this generally is that Elon Musk also announced that he personally has a favorite that he believes should become president next year. It's a Republican candidate, and therefore we will see how moderation will happen on X, because this is the big question. How are they going to moderate it? The guidelines say that false and misleading advertisement, of course, will be taken down. But still, boosting posts, just like you boost posts today with buying reach is possible. Advertisement will be possible, and political debates on the platform will be possible. And we know how it is. Obviously, it always takes some time until moderation actually decides that one post or campaign or another is not valid enough to be existing on the platform. So a very well targeted campaign might be tipping the election in a different way. The article also mentions an example from Australia where this actually happened. And therefore, it's very interesting to see where this is going. And it's also interesting to see that Elon Musk still is continuing down the path of a freer, if you want to call it so, a more free this way of discussion on that platform.
Yeah, and this is basically what Elon Musk was motivated by in the very beginning, right? When Donald Trump was banned from Twitter because of his very radical postings. I think this was the first step where Elon Musk said, this is a bad move and I should buy Twitter to correct this very bad move. And so finally, he fulfilled his purpose and reverted this policy. It's very, very interesting. And I'm very eager to see what the result of this is going to be, if like the political candidates will jump on this and fire away and do the same thing that Donald Trump did back then quite successfully in his day when he actually won his election, or if people get more careful with the stuff that they are posting, in fear that there might be again a backlash, even though Elon Musk is on the forefront for protecting like the freedom of speech in this matter. But I'm quite interesting to see like this second version of Twitter moderation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because also I like to see how the moderation then will be taken up on it. So in my job, we often work with moderators of different social media platforms. And there, the conversation with moderation is always quite unique, sometimes a bit more dynamic, sometimes it's not. And this, I mean, is one of the toughest topics to moderate because it often is an opinion topic. So the guidelines must be very strict on what is misleading and what is not misleading and what is false information and what is not false information, but opinion. So
exactly. And
Twitter
if they are... Yeah.
No, sorry.
Please go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to say, even though we are saying free speech means you can say everything, we are going to have moderation, right? But what will be the consequence of these moderations if the moderators actually say, okay, whatever was tweeted here is a false information. It is actually damaging for the public, like let's say COVID misinformation. People get endangered by this false kind of information if they are going to close accounts or actually remove these messages. Because even though everything is allowed, if you have moderators, they must have like executive power to remove or restrict things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So X said they want to give more clarity and more transparency on this. So for example, if an account is shadow banned, somebody will be informed, or the account will be informed that their reach is limited. And that also, I'm sure, will be visible in other approaches. But still, I mean, they can be transparent about it as much as they want. The reality is that if they moderate poorly, in my opinion, they are helping the spread of misinformation just because we know how the dynamics of content on social media platforms are. Usually the one that clicks the most is the one that has the most engaging headline and might not be the most true one.
That's exactly. And if the moderators are too soft and only give like warnings or erase individual tweets, it might give the people who spread misinformation the opportunity to simply test out what they can say, and they simply rephrase the information in 5 times, and the 5th time it stays because it's not like falling under the guidelines.
Yeah. I mean, when you look back at the last US election, it was really not a lot of votes. There were really not a lot of votes that were tipping. That were the tipping point in the end. We know that Trump is under investigation for looking for a very small amount of votes, and therefore, a very well targeted campaign in the respective swing states, for example, might be the deciding. The deciding drop of water for such a debate. And if Trump actually runs again, and he might be running against Biden, we don't know, who knows what will happen?
Right. All right. It's super interesting, and X, or aka Twitter, stays like a regular topic on TechReview, which is incredibly weird for me, because in the past I never saw Twitter as such a noteworthy platform, but it stays interesting. All right, that's it for today. It was a short episode of TechReview, but please join us again next week when we discuss the latest news from technology and social media. So see you there, and have a nice evening. Bye.
Goodbye.